Hi everybody, thank you for watching. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an update on how I contour my nose or a non-surgical nose job. I have learned so many new tricks, so many new techniques, and I've also found some really great products that I've been using lately, and I really have seen the difference personally, and I know you guys have too. So it's just all about contouring right for your nose shape. So if you guys want to learn some of my new techniques, please keep watching. Okay guys, so to start off the nose contour, you're going to need a brush. The two that I'm obsessed with to contour my nose, and I'm only ever using these two, are the Sigma L05 and the Morphe 170-6. They're pretty similar. They're both really, really good. I only use these two. I go back and forth. Whatever one I see first is usually the one that I grab. The next thing that you're going to need is a cream contour shade. I prefer to contour my nose with a cream contour and then setting it with a powder. That way it lasts a lot longer and it just looks more natural in my opinion. There are a few videos where I've showed you guys how to just do a contour with the powder, so I just prefer to use the cream first. So one color that I'm obsessed with when my skin tone is lighter is the RCMA palette, and it's this color right here. You can see it has a very grayish tone to it. Again, this one is perfect for when my skin tone is lighter. When I have a spray tan or when I'm just tan, I like using Coffee Walnut by MAC. Unfortunately, this one is discontinued. I think they have a few left on Amazon, but they really hiked up the price for these. I don't know why they don't have these anymore. These are the Pro Sculpting creams. I know they have the Pro Sculpting powders, but I prefer, again, the creams. So today, since my spray tan is basically washed off, I am going to start contouring my nose. Before this video started, I applied primer, foundation, concealer under my eyes, and then I set the concealer with a little bit of powder. So now I'm going in with this gray tone, and I'm going to be using the Morphe brush today. And you are going to want to draw parallel lines down the side of your nose. So everyone's nose is different. Everyone will be contouring their nose different. But for my nose, what I like to do is draw the lines down the side. I like to cut off the tip to make it look shorter. And I drag down the lines on the side just to really accentuate my nose. So depending on how you want your nose to look, I would look directly straight in the mirror, see what it is about your nose that you want to fix. Mine is kind of wide, and then this side I have a bump, so I like to draw the lines in closer, making my nose appear a lot thinner. Clearly I've gotten a lot better at contouring my nose because people have constantly been accusing me of getting a nose job, and I've never gotten any plastic surgery, so I just want to say that for the 100th time that no, I did not get a nose job. Thank you for those who think that, but no, I just know how to contour it better. It's all about angles. I've seen all those hate blogs where you guys want to all sit around and talk and show old pictures of my nose versus what it is now, but seriously, it's all about the angle. When I first started filming videos, I was using my iPhone. I had it down below me at a lower angle looking up, which is going to make your nose look bigger. It's going to make your face look bigger, your chin look bigger. So yeah, I did not get a nose job, clearly. Okay, so again, for my nose, we're going to start right here. I'm going to draw down. And I always go like this on the tip. Take a little bit more product and do the same thing. A new technique that I just started doing that I've been loving is instead of connecting this line all the way to the tip, you draw your little tip and then you go down the nose right here like this. So you basically just draw out where you want your nose to end. So I definitely do an extreme contour to my nose. I I don't mind. I become so obsessed with it that I can't really go without contouring it because I love how my nose looks when it's contoured. But what you're going to do next is just with your finger start smudging out the line. When you are contouring your nose, it's really important that you're doing basically a full face look. You can't just wake up, contour your nose, and walk out the door because it's going to look really, really silly. You need to have the contrast between the light and the dark to really make it look as most natural as possible. I think my nose process is definitely one of the longest because I'm always trying to make sure it looks blended and nice, because sometimes it could just look like lines on your nose, and I've been guilty of that many a time. So I've been working on it, trying to find the best technique as possible. So basically that's how I do it first with the cream. Next, I'm taking my NARS Creamy Concealer and I'm just applying a little bit right down the bridge of my nose. Like that. So usually I would do this part first. I honestly just forgot because I have most of my makeup on, but you could do this part second. It's not a big deal. And you're just going to blend that in. So another thing to remember is when you're contouring your nose, you don't want to bring the dark too far down. You want to make sure that the concealer under your eye is coming up all the way up to the sides of your nose if you have a wide nose and you want to make it look thinner. So that step I did before the nose, but again, I just applied my MAC NW20 concealer, and then I applied that same NARS concealer under my eyes and just kind of blended it out. And you can already see just by the way the shadows are hitting it and the light is hitting it, it looks a lot smaller. So that's the first step. I'm then taking a little bit of my translucent powder with my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna set the nose. And this is just so it doesn't go anywhere. And it's also gonna lighten it up a little bit. So I didn't finish off my makeup, so now I'm just gonna go in with my powder contour on my cheeks, around my face, just as I normally would. Obviously this part has nothing to do with the nose, but I just want to finish off my whole makeup look so you guys can see the finished result. I always tend to skip or make it fast through the nose, so I just wanted to talk you guys through it. So again, the biggest thing is figuring out what nose shape you have, what nose shape you want to transform into. So if you guys aren't sure, I'm sure they have different pictures online of different types of noses and different ways to contour it, but again, this is just the way that I've contoured my nose. So the next thing that I do is I will add a powder contour shade over the cream contour shade just to really accentuate it a little bit more. I have a couple favorites. I love the Kevyn Aucoin Medium Sculpting Powder. This is a really good color to use for your nose because it's grayish. I like to stay away from the really orangey shades because it doesn't look as natural, and when you're doing something kind of extreme like this, you want it to look natural. If you guys are just doing a tiny little contour and you want to add a little bit of an orangey shade and it looks good on your skin tone, then all the power to you, go ahead and do that. But for me and my skin tone, it's always looked a lot less natural when I was using a more warmer tone. I also love the color Fawn, which is the new shade by Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's this one right here. And another one that I love is by the Kat Von D contour palette. It has a really great gray tone shadow as well. So it really just depends on which one you guys want to get. They're all basically the same color, so you don't need all three of them. I'm going to just be using the Anastasia one today just because I have it out already. And I am going to be using a Sigma small tapered blending brush. This is the E45. It has a little bit of a pointed tip, so it's going to give you a little bit more precision. And you're just going to take a tiny bit, wipe some excess on your hand, and then just go right over those lines. And again, this is just going to accentuate the nose a little bit more. And then what I always like to do as well is, with the powder, is bring it in to my shadow. Normally I'll have eyeshadow on when I'm contouring my whole face, so I'll just bring it right underneath my brow and right into the crease of my eye. And that way it's just going to blend it all together, and it's going to, again, make it look more natural. Next, I'm taking a clean blending brush, and I'm just going to very lightly do small circular motions over, not the top where the line is, but basically on the sides to kind of blend it down my nose. Because we want to keep these lines straight, because I have, again, a little bit of a bump here. So when you draw the line straight over, it's going to trick the eye into thinking that it's straight. So when you look at my nose, it looks straight. It doesn't look like I have a bump. So we don't want to blend right there too much, because then the bump is going to slowly come out, and then it's going to make your nose look crooked. And I've had that happen many a time, so. Sometimes I see people contour with like such a dark shade, and I used to do that. I used to use this dark brown no matter what color my skin tone was, and I just figured with enough blending it would look good, but you don't need to go that much darker than your skin tone, because if it's too dark, you're going to be blending too much. It's going to just take away the product, and I don't know, I just feel like it's pointless. So this, out of every way that I've contoured my nose, because I've literally tried a million different ways, this has been my favorite. And it's also been what's stirring up so much controversy about my nose. So this is basically it as far as the nose contour. I'm going to apply a little bit of blush and highlighter, and I'll show you where I apply the highlighter on my nose, because that's just basically the last step. So I'm just going to take Petal Power by MAC. It's a mineralized blush, and I'm just going to apply that. Okay, so now to highlight, I'm going to be using by Stila the color Kitten. It's just an eyeshadow. And I'm going to take a little bit on my fingers and highlight my cheeks. And I'm also going to take a little bit and highlight right on the bridge of my nose. And that's, again, going to help bring the light right to the thin, skinny center that we drew, and it's going to help make it look a lot thinner, more natural, and it's just gonna really finish off your whole makeup look. So again, I only do this when I'm doing contour, highlight, concealer, all that stuff. If I'm doing a very natural everyday look, I'll then just go in with that same tapered blending brush, a little bit of powder, and then just very lightly do the sides of my nose. And that's, again, if I'm doing a more natural look, just because I've gotten so used to contouring my nose that when I don't have it on, I just feel naked without it. So that is really it as far as what I do for my nose contour. It definitely changed a lot since about a year ago when I did my last video. So I wanted to get an update up for you guys, because I've seen a lot of people requesting it, and I've also seen a lot of people claiming that I got a nose job. So I figured it was time to set the record straight and just show you guys some of my new awesome techniques. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys so much, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.